Welcome to Growing Chatham. For November 2024, I'm Tiffany Hancock for North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center. Today I have a very special guest with me. Well, I guess you can call them a guest. Helping me out today is Tiffany AI. So welcome, Tiffany AI. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for letting me be here today. I'm really excited to get started, so let's go. I can tell you're really excited, so I tell you what, I'll start and then we'll take turns reading the segments. When you get a chance, check out the cover of the Growing Chatham newsletter. I eagerly anticipated attending my first North Carolina Cooperative Extension Administrative Professionals Association event in Asheville this past September. Arriving on September 10th, I was in awe by the mountain views and Biltmore Village, capturing the area's beauty through photos and videos. The latest issue of Growing Chatham features a stunning view from the Biltmore House's terrace. During my time in Asheville, I never expected a hurricane to impact western North Carolina. However, just 16 days after I arrived, the landscape of the area was changed forever. While driving, what I initially thought was a sizable creek turned out to be the Swannanoa River. I ventured into an old warehouse, eager to document my first experience there. An antique sign lured me inside, and despite difficulties finding parking, I managed to secure a spot. I quickly captured images of fascinating items, including a hand-carved Native American figure that also graces this month's cover. Sadly, all of these treasures were lost to Hurricane Helene shortly after my visit. Upon seeing the local news coverage of the destruction caused by Hurricane Helene, I was taken aback. The very route I had traveled 2 weeks earlier was now underwater, affecting the restaurants, shops, and the church I had admired. As I replayed my recorded video, James Taylor's "You've Got a Friend" played, amplifying my emotions. It was heartwarming to witness the commonly rallying those impacted, but recovery will undoubtedly take time. Helene not only devastated homes, but also destroyed communities and farms. Ashley Robbins, the area's specialized dairy agent, reported that one dairy farm lost 44 cows to the flood. Furthermore, farmers are in urgent need of supplies and have reached out to North Carolina Cooperative Extension for support. With your continued help and support, Western North Carolina will be able to build back stronger. Resources are available if you are looking to help in any way, or if you know a farm that needs assistance in Western North Carolina, feel free to share the resources that can be found in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Take a look at the video footage that was captured before and after Hurricane Helene. A heartfelt thank you to Razorfly Studios and Sow the Land Homestead for allowing us to use their footage of the aftermath. Both of these businesses are based in Western North Carolina and experienced the impact of the hurricane. The before footage is what I shot while in Asheville. The after footage was shot by Razorfly Studios and Sow the Land. You can see this video in the top section of the Growing Chatham newsletter. So be sure to visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124. Here are some general updates from around the community. November office closures are coming up Monday, November 11th, in observance of Veterans Day. Thursday, November 28th, and Friday, November 29th, in observance of Thanksgiving. Have you voted yet? If not, time's ticking. Early voting ends on Saturday, November 2nd. Saturday is your last chance to vote early. Polls close at 3 o'clock. Polls will reopen for the general election on November 5th, so don't miss out on this opportunity. Head to the polls and make your vote count. Chatham County Farmland Preservation Program presents Chatham Farms Forever Day. Please join us for a day-long workshop on farmland preservation, farmland will and estate planning, and conservation management, and more. Tuesday, December 5th, from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Chatham County Agricultural and Conference Center in Pittsboro. The event is free, but registration is required. Seating is limited, lunch provided for all registrants. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to learn more. Free flu shots to Chatham County farmers. Had a healthy harvest? Keep growing strong with a free flu vaccine. The flu can keep you out of the fields for days or even weeks. To help you stay healthy and spend more time on what matters, the Chatham County Public Health Department is offering free flu vaccines for farm workers. The flu vaccine protects you from getting seriously sick, so both you and your crops can stay well. Don't let the flu plow through your season. Call today to schedule an appointment for your free flu shot. Mention that you are a farm worker when you come in. So make that appointment today by calling 919-742-5641. And while you're there, grab your free COVID-19 booster. Okay, we're going to let Tiffany AI take over from here with our 4-H updates. Chatham County 4-H has some exciting events coming up. All Around Horse Sense Clinic will be held on November 9th, 2024 in Colfax, North Carolina. Registration is required. To see the agenda and to find out more details, visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina 4-H Helpful Hands, Healing Hearts, Hurricane Helene Relief. Our hearts are with our neighbors in the mountains, and we continue to send thoughts and prayers their way. So many of our community members have asked how best to help our 4-H youth, and several County 4-H programs are preparing care packages and letters or cards for our friends out west. Visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the link to learn more about North Carolina 4-H Helpful Hands, Healing Hearts, Hurricane Helene Relief. Chatham County 4-H Gingerbread Extravaganza is coming to Chatham County. Unleash your creativity and gather your visions for crafting the ultimate gingerbread house, whimsical person, or enchanting train. Allow your imagination to soar. Stay tuned for registration details shall arrive shortly. This competition is open to all ages. The bulk of our age categories will follow general 4-H competition guidelines for our youth categories. Find out more by clicking on the link by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124. Thank you, Tiffany AI. Now we're moving on to our home gardening section. Fundamentals of Composting. This is a North Carolina State Extension Gardener program. Food scraps and yard trimmings together account for more than a quarter of household waste. Instead of trucking this waste to the landfill, using composting, the controlled decomposition of organic materials into a soil-like substance to turn it into a valuable soil amendment. Join Matt Jones, Extension Horticulture Agent from North Carolina Cooperative Extension, and the North Carolina State Extension Master Gardener Volunteers of Chatham County for a workshop on the fundamentals of composting at home. Participants will learn about the science of decomposition process, understand the types of materials that are readily compostable, how to fine-tune the composting process by finding optimal temperature, moisture, aeration, and pile dimensions, and troubleshooting common composting problems. We will present research-based information from North Carolina State Extension and visit our on-site composting demonstration area. The workshop will be held at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to register for this event. Coming up November 14th, 2024 from 6 until 8 p.m., Understanding Wells and Septic Systems for Homeowners webinar. Join the Chatham County Department of Environmental Health and North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center for a free online presentation on the use and maintenance of home septic systems and wells. James Tiger, REHS, on-site wastewater supervisor, will teach you the basics of septic systems, including their use, design, and operation, the types of septic systems in Chatham County, why septic systems fail, and how to prevent failures. Then join Ray Malash, REHS, Well Program Specialist, will teach you Wells 101. Learn about siting, inspecting, and repairing wells, including an overview of the County Water Sampling Program. Matt Jones, Horticulture Extension Agent, will talk about planting on your septic drain field, a review of the do's and don'ts of plant selection and maintenance around septic fields, including turf, edible crops, trees, and shrubs. Check out the well and septic system resources that are available in the Growing Chatham newsletter and sign up for the webinar that's coming up November 14th, 2024. From the North Carolina Extension Gardener Plant Toolbox, check out the aromatic aster or Eastern aromatic aster. This plant was selected as the 2000 North Carolina Wildflower of the Year, a program managed by North Carolina Botanical Garden with some financial support from the Garden Club of North Carolina. So click on the link to find out about that popular wildflower by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124. Okay, Tiffany AI, what do we have coming up next? Moving right along with sustainable agriculture updates. Registration open for 2025 Chatham County Beekeeping School. The Chatham County Center of North Carolina Cooperative Extension, in partnership with the Chatham County Beekeepers Association, is excited to announce that registration is open for our 2025 in-person 8-week beekeeping school. The bee school will take place on Monday evenings from 6:30 to 9 p.m. starting January 13th at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center in Pittsburgh. Click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to visit Cooperative Extension's Growing Small Farms website for details and a link to register. Chatham Farms Forever Day. The Chatham County Farm Land Preservation Program presents a Chatham Farms Forever Day on Thursday, December 5th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. This day-long workshop will focus on farm land preservation, farm land will and estate planning, conservation management, and more. The event is free, but registration is required. The link is available in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Seating is limited. Lunch will be provided thanks to a sponsorship with AgSouth Farm Credit. Contact Andrew Waters, Farmland Preservation Coordinator, at andrew.waters@chathamcountync.gov or 919-545-8447. You can help Chatham agribusinesses. Help Western North Carolina farmers. Our Chatham County agribusiness stores have stepped up to aid farmers in Western North Carolina devastated by Hurricane Helene. They could use your help to continue their efforts and benefit even more farmers, as this need will persist for many months to come. To learn about these efforts and how you can help, simply visit the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124 and click on the link. Here are some livestock updates from Dalton Suits. Sheep and Goat Winter Webinar Series is coming up. The North Carolina Extension Small Ruminant Group is hosting its 2024-2025 Sheep and Goat Winter Webinar Series starting November 7th and running through March 6th on the first Thursday of the month, except for January, which is the 2nd. Zooms will be from 7 until 9 p.m. Coming up November 7th is Goats 101, Basic Nutrition, Health, and Management. You can sign up for this webinar by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. If you should have any questions, contact Dalton Suits. So click on the button and sign up today. Helene Disaster Ag Response and how you can help. In the wake of Hurricane Tropical Storm Helene, the agricultural community in North Carolina is stepping up to support those in need. The recovery process for those in Western North Carolina will take time, but your support can make a significant difference. We understand that many people want to help, and rest assured, there will be ample opportunities to do so as recovery efforts unfold. By staying informed, refraining from personal deliveries, and contributing through trusted organizations, you can help ensure that relief efforts are both effective and safe. So check out the Helene Disaster Ag Response page by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter and the link to the North Carolina Department of Agriculture for new updates. So let's come together as a community to support our neighbors during this challenging time, keeping those impacted as well as the responders in our thoughts and prayers. It's a respirator fit testing event. So mark your calendars for this respirator fit testing event on November 27, 2024 from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. You must make an appointment. This event will take place at North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Randolph County Center, where participants can ensure they are properly fitted for respirators, a crucial step in maintaining workplace safety. During this event, attendees will have the opportunity to undergo fit testing for various respirators. For both medical clearance and fit test, the price is $55, but if the individual only needs one service, the price will be $30. This process helps confirm that the respirator provides the necessary protection against airborne contaminants. Additionally, respirators and cartridges will be available for purchase on site, making it convenient for participants to equip themselves for safe and effective work. To ensure a smooth experience, we encourage individuals to contact the North Carolina Extension Center to set up an appointment. This will help us manage the schedule and ensure that everyone receives the attention they need. Participants should be clean-shaven for proper fit testing. This event is proudly offered by the North Carolina Agro-Medicine Institute, dedicated to promoting health and safety in the agricultural sector. So don't miss out on this opportunity to protect yourself and enhance your safety practices. For more information or to schedule your appointment, please contact Dalton Suits at 919-542-8242 or by email at Dalton, DALTON_suits, SUITS at ncsu.edu. Roots So Deep documentary screening and panel discussion coming up Wednesday, November 6th, 2024 from 6 until 9 p.m. Roots So Deep is a 4-part documentary series all about inventive farmers and maverick scientists asking if an underutilized way to graze cattle that mimics the way bison once roamed the land can help get farmers out of debt, restore our depleted soils, and rebuild wildlife habitat and draw down carbon. This event will be held at North Carolina A&T University Farm Pavilion, 3020 McConnell Road, Greensboro. Limited parking at the pavilion. A shuttle will be available for anyone that would like to park at the Guilford County Cooperative Extension Office at 3309 Burlington Road, Greensboro. So reserve your seat by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Ag Ventures Farm Grant Information Workshop. For more information about the North Carolina Ag Ventures Grant Program, register for one of the online workshops. We will provide an overview of the grant program and the application. The application period runs until December 13th at 6 p.m. If you are interested in applying for this grant, please reach out to your Extension office right away by calling 919-542-8202. North Carolina State Pesticide Safety School is coming up November 13th through the 14th, 2024, from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center. The 1.5-day in-person school hours are 8:30 to 5 p.m. on day 1 and 8:30 until 11:30 a.m. on day 2. The exam session is from 1 until 5 p.m. on day 2. Exam fees are separate and paid to the NCDA and CS inspector at the exam location. For exam information, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124. Okay, Tiffany, AI, I'm turning forestry news over to you. Here are some forestry updates from Dr. Ginger Cunningham. North Carolina Tree Farm Webinar, an overview of bottomland hardwood forests. This will be held on November 21st, 2024 from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. This presentation will define bottomland forests, discuss their function and silvicultural challenges, address which species to favor, and outline some forest management practices that landowners can implement. Continuing education credits include the following: Society of American Foresters Certified Forester Education SAFCFE 1 hour Category 1 credit. Pre-registration is required. For more information and to register, click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Land ownership, liability, and the law in North Carolina. Now more than ever, demands are being placed on private lands to provide recreation, hunting, and educational use for North Carolina's growing population. Many landowners choose to open their lands to invited guests and accept the responsibility to provide a certain level of protection for their guests. Beyond invited guests, however, landowners also accept a certain degree of obligation or liability for lessees and even trespassers. The following publication from Dr. Bob Barden, NCSU Associate Dean of Extension, Professor Forestry and Environmental Resources, explains the major laws impacting landowners' liability in North Carolina and the responsibilities landowners have for invited and uninvited users of their property. You can access this article by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Interested in landowner or hunt lease liability resources or insurance? Check out the frequent question and answer page provided by the National Woodland Owners Association when you click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124. We're moving on to health and nutrition with Tara Gregory. Cuisines around the world highlight indigenous cuisines. American, Indian, and indigenous cuisine reflects the rich diversity of over 547 federally recognized tribes across 9 regions in the U.S. Historically, indigenous people were both hunter and gatherers and agriculturalists, deeply influenced by their environments. They developed thousands of plant varieties, with 60% of today's global food supply, such as corn, beans, and potatoes, originating from indigenous American agriculture. Food holds deep spiritual significance for many tribes, with certain plants considered sacred and central to ceremonies. However, colonization and policies like the Indian Removal Act of 1830 disrupted traditional foodways, replacing them with government rations that altered diets and health. Despite these challenges, indigenous communities are reviving their food traditions, fostering a deeper connection to their heritage and the land. Check out some of the examples of the indigenous foods from North, Central, and South Americas by visiting the growing Chatham newsletter. Extension at Home Holiday Classics with a Spin. Learn how to put a healthy spin on classic holiday recipes. Bring your lunch and learn with us during this virtual workshop, coming up November 12th at 12 noon. You can click on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter to register for this virtual Extension at Home workshop. Check out the recipe that Tara shared with us this month, Blue Corn Mush Parfait. It sounds pretty good. Coming up Thursday, November 21st, from 2 until 4 p.m., Beef Jerky Workshop. This is a hands-on learning workshop. $20 per person. Click on the link in the growing Chatham newsletter to register. Diabetes Discussion Group. Physical activity for type 2 diabetes. Discuss how physical activity can improve blood sugars and overall health. Take part in demonstrations of simple, effective movements. This is free and open to the public. Saturday, November 16th from 11:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. at the Chatham YMCA 287 East Street, Suite 412 in Pittsburgh. For more information, contact Lorraine Messner at ymcatriangle.org at 919-545-9622. Visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the links and the recipe that Tara shared with us by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1124. Okay, Tiffany AI, this is your last shot. I'm handing the mic over to you one more time. Managing holiday expenses. How to reduce spending to decrease financial stress during Thanksgiving. Cooking an entire Thanksgiving meal on your own can be expensive. Considering having a potluck with friends and family to avoid cooking and paying for the entire meal yourself. Plan for meals ahead of time to take advantage of coupons and grocery deals. Coupons and advertisements about upcoming sales can be found online and in local newspapers. Using in-season produce for recipes can often reduce food costs. For example, sweet potatoes and fall squash are often on sale during the Thanksgiving season. Reduce travel expenses by visiting out-of-town families for one holiday during the winter season, such as Thanksgiving or only Christmas rather than both holidays. Okay, we're getting to the end, which brings us ag history. The other great flood. Did you know there was another great flood of 1916 in western North Carolina? Helene will be remembered as the storm that ravaged western North Carolina in 2024. Stories of this disaster will be passed down through generations, recounting how families lost everything: loved ones, homes, businesses, and farms. In 1916, another hurricane aimed for western North Carolina, much like Helene. The tales of that storm have also been shared through the years. The accounts of the Great Storm from 108 years ago resonate eerily with those of Helene's, so much so they sent chills down my spine. Discover more about the Great Flood of 1916 by exploring this interactive history lesson. It's astonishing how closely 1916 and 2024 mirror each other, essentially the same story, just a century apart. You can access this history lesson by visiting the growing Chatham newsletter. Now, as we celebrate Thanksgiving this season, many of us have much to be grateful for, while others mourn the absence of loved ones they never thought would be missing from their holiday table this year. This Thanksgiving, cherish what you have. Embrace your loved ones a little tighter and a little longer. Express your love, for it may be the last opportunity you have to see that special person. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. We've come to the end of Growing Chatham for November 2024. Tell your neighbors about Growing Chatham Share the link with them so they can subscribe and stay informed about the latest happenings at North Carolina Cooperative Extension in Chatham County. It's a great way to stay connected and engaged with local events and resources. So, Tiffany, how did I do? You did pretty good for your first time. There are a few things we might have to tweak. Will I be able to join you again on the Growing Chatham podcast? If I should get laryngitis, I'll be sure to let you know. How does that sound? Are you okay with that? Oh, okay. I had a lot of fun today. What is fun? I don't think I really know. Oh, goodness. You've got a long way to go, my friend. Thank you, Tiffany, AI, for joining me this month. Until then, have a great Thanksgiving, enjoy your family and friends, and I'll return in December with more updates from North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center. I'm Tiffany Hay-I. And I'm Tiffany Hancock. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.